Everyone, today I am going to speak on different topics like data mining, machine learning, big data, data analytics, data analysis. I would like to make this session because many students are requesting me to do session on data mining, machine learning and data science. I know the students will be often struggling to differentiate these terms. Even they are getting confused when they want to pursue their post graduation program either in India or in the abroad. They will be getting confused with data science, data mining, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, these kind of things. Not only students, the research scholars who are at the beginning of the research, they also often gets confused to form the problem statement either related to machine learning or say artificial intelligence or data science or big data. So I hope guys, if you listen this session carefully, you could able to differentiate these all these things like data mining, machine learning, big data, data science, everything else. At the end of the session, you come to know that the relationship between all these things. Okay, guys, let us see. Okay, guys, I want you to understand all these terms like data mining, machine learning, then artificial intelligence, big data, data science as a three-step process. You look at here, the first and foremost is what data we are processing. So I will be focusing on the what is the data, what type of data you are processing. So we will be looking at the kind of data initially, then how this data is getting processed, means what type of process you are using to process the data that is being collected. So that defines some terms. Data defines some terms. The kind of process you are using to process the data will be defining some terms. And then if you have the process in your hand, which models you are using to process this data will be defining certain terms. So my way of explaining these various terms like data mining, machine learning, data science, big data, data analytics, data analysis will be a three-step process in which you will be looking at what type of data initially you are processing and the kind of process you are using and the kind of models you are using to process the data. If you know this three-step process, you could able to differentiate all these terms very easily. Okay guys, let us see the first step first. Okay guys, now let us see the first step in defining all these terms. First step is what type of data. Initially let us try to understand what is data. So in computer science, what is data? It is a collection of, I can say, numbers, characters and strings. In fact, if you know any programming language, when you are executing a C program or C++, Java or Python program, what do you say? You will be supplying input data for a program. Input data. In fact, the data could be in terms of the size of the data could be from bytes to kilobytes, kilobytes to maybe megabytes. So your program will be processing the input data. Most probably your data size will be in bytes or kilobytes or megabytes. But see, when it comes to more than that, in the sense that if it is more than kilobytes, more than megabytes, the data will be simply called as data set. So the data could be in the, you can call data it as a informal or data set could be, it's a formal kind of thing. You can say data means a collection of numbers, characters, strings, means data on itself will not have any meaning actually. So when it comes to data set, this is the formal way of collecting the data that becomes the data set. It will be in terms of say records. The size of the data set could be from KBs to MBs megabytes. From megabytes to it could be gigabytes. But most of the time, the data and data set, we say it is structured. It is structured. But when it comes to big data, so big data is a collection of data, either data sets, but when it comes to size of the big data, it will be from GBs to TBs, gigabytes to terabytes. So honestly, big data means simply always the size of the data could be greater than TB, terabytes. Fine. Now, now the only thing, there are other things, not only in the size, the big data, there are other issues. Big data follows 5 V's, we know. What are the 5 V's? Velocity means volume, use amount of data. I can say the velocity, the rate of growth of data are getting generated will be in the exponential series, and then veracity, whether the data is reliable or not, and then what not, value, whether the data that has been taken is worth noting or not, and then veracity in the sense, you see the data will be collected from the various resources, like it can be from web. Web will have image data, audio data, video data, live streaming data. So big data will have these properties also. So examples of big data is, for example, see, every day the people will be spending 50 million, almost all 50 million tweets on Twitter. And even if you see in America, Walmart is dealing almost all 1 million customer transactions per day. Imagine what would be the size of the data. If I say big data or a collection of data or a data set, simply the size should be minimum greater than the terabytes. Most of the time it will be greater than the terabyte. That is the reason why the simple programs that you will write to run either data or data set are not scalable to run the big data. Because when you are running data or data set, your RAM size will be in MBs or GBs in the normal computers. But if you want to run this big data, your RAM, your primary memory size should be greater than TB. Normally you don't have such architecture. In general, the companies will be having such kind of architecture. One more thing is, what are the various tools you can use to process the data or data set? So if it is data or data set, we have various tools like Weka, Apache Mahout, IBM. That's what the IBM is also having one tool for processing the data sets. Then TensorFlow, SAS. So all these are the various available free softwares which can process either data or data set to extract the various patterns or hidden patterns or trends or correlations or knowledge from the data or data set. So that's what data and data set. But when it comes to big data, if you really want to process the big data kind of applications, so these tools may not be scalable enough to process the big data, because the algorithm that being used has to process the terabytes of data. Not only processing and delivering the output at the expected time also important related to the big data. So that is the reason why we have tools like Apache, Hadoop, then Storm, Apache Storm, then we have Spark, whatnot, then RapidMiner, then R programming. We will be using this kind of tools normally to process the big data kind of data. Now that is the first step. So you should aware of what is data, what is data set, and what is big data. So that is the first step in understanding this data mining, machine learning. or the data science. So now let us try to see what is the second step. Second step is how you are going to process this data, either data or data set or big data. One more thing is, if you want to really carry on your research, so the most challenging issues to carry on research related to data is, one thing is getting data is very very important. How do you get the data? You can get the data or data set. One thing is, there are online repositories like Irvine Machine Learning Repository and KD Nuggets. So can be used where the data set is available, pre-made data set is available. So you can get the data set. The second thing is, you can collect the data on your own, which is called as real-time data. So the data that you collect in the real time will most probably will help you to trigger the research ideas in you. So if you connect the online data, the problem is that the online data will be having different fields, but you would like to work on your research problem using some other fields. Okay guys, so you can collect the data using online repositories to proceed with your research problem, or else I suggest better you collect the real time data. Once you collect the data, what kind of process you can use on this data to further continue your research, let us see now. Okay guys, now let us try to understand the process. That is the second step in understanding these terms. Now we are going to process the data, either it is data or data set or big data. Okay, so the one more thing is, if it is a data set, I was telling you it is a structured form. If it is a data set, remember data set could be like, it could be in the structured form or semi-structured form or unstructured form also. What does it mean unstructured form? In the means, in the big data you will have the combination of text, numbers, audios, videos, web kind of data like HTML tags, everything else will be the combination of big data. That is the one more point, please add to the concept of big data. Now when you process the data, what happens? What is the primary purpose of processing the data? So we want to process the data to get something out of the data. That is, data means it is not meaningful. Once if you process the data, that becomes meaningful, in the sense you want to get the either information or knowledge from the data. It could be in the technical terms, it could be to pop up the trends in the data or patterns or correlations that exist, to get the knowledge, hidden information, to get the insight, into data. The purpose is to take the decision making is the purpose. Whether it is financial data, biomedical data, corporate data, satellite data, or anything, research institute data, sensor data, network data, whatever the data it is. So we want to take better decisions. So decision making is the purpose. So we will be processing the data to get all these things. So trends in the data, patterns in the data, correlations in the data, knowledge in the data, hidden information, insights into the data. So for better decision making. So when you want to process the data, the first and foremost approach is, we call it as, because if you are doing all this stuff, what does it mean? You are mining the data. So when you are mining the data, actually you won't get the data again. That's what data mining, in the sense it is not like coal mining, gold mining or diamond mining. So when you mine this soil, you will be getting either coal or diamonds or gold. So data mining is different. It is also called as KDD, knowledge discovery in databases. So in the data mining, what you will be doing is, it is a process actually. Data mining is a process, it is a concept, it is a field in which you will be collecting the data, then pre-processing the data, then you will be applying a model to extract the data, to extract all these trends, patterns and everything else. So in fact, data mining is a subject. So what in case of when you are using data mining approach, So that's what collection of data, pre-processing the data. Again, there are many things related to pre-processing and collecting the data which we will discuss in the later classes. Now, however, so the basic for all these things, if you want to do, you will be using statistics. You will be using statistics. So that's what data mining. You are mining data to get all these trends, patterns, correlations, knowledge, insight into the data. So whatever. So most probably you will be using the statistics, either descriptive statistics or inferential statistics you will be using. So then what is data analytics is, once if you mine this data, you will be finding a mathematical models. Once you mine this data, you will be getting knowledge or information. Based on this information, you will be modeling this data in terms of mathematical model, where this mathematical model could be applied on a computer in terms of computer science algorithm, such that further decision making can be done by the mission. Further decision making can be done by the mission. So whereas here the decision can be made by even a person also. A person also can make the decision. No need to make use of the computer. Whereas in the data analytics part, so you will be try to form the mathematical model with respect to the data being extracted. What is data analysis then? Data analysis means purely depends upon analysis. Analysis and analytics are both are different. Analytics will be forming the mathematical models or designing the computer science algorithms to process the data or to predict the data. So it will be using computer science algorithms, mathematical models and statistics. Data analysis is general term. Somebody is analyzing the data. When he is analyzing the data, so what he can either use the data mining process or either he can use the mathematical models. So he will be observing the historical data, historical analysis of data. So for analysis of data, he may not be a computer scientist. He may not have computer background also, he can analyze the data. Okay, got it. Now, in general, if you see in politics, people will be speaking in TV channels, like Professor Nagesh Rao will be speaking on politics, in Indian politics. So what he will be doing is, he will be analyzing what is the political scenario that is happening in the India. So that's what analysis. Analysis is independent of the computer science or statistics. So if you are good at the observation, somebody is good at the observation, he can analyze the data. So he will hold the data and he will analyze the data. But if he has the knowledge of computer science and the data mining approach or the process, if he knows, he can use the mathematical models or the data mining approach to analyze the data. So the people who are working as part of this data analytics and data analysis, we call them as data analyst. Data analyst. Sometimes without using computer algorithms also you can analyze the data. Simple Excel. If you know simple Excel also you can analyze the data. But if you are good at the data mining and this kind of pre-processing everything else and mathematical models, you have background knowledge of statistics like descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, that is good enough. You can analyze the data in a better way. In the sense, accurate decisions can be made. The people who are good at this data analytics and data analysis part, they will be called as a data analyst. Then what is data science? The data science is superset of all these things. Now, data science is an interdisciplinary field in which you will be using statistics. You will be using statistics, processes, various processes like data mining, then computer science algorithms, tools, data processing tools. And if I say computer science algorithms, you are expected to be good at like minimum one or two programming languages like Java, Python. So he is expected to know the programming languages, computer science algorithms, statistics, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and tools being used to process the data. So the person who is good at statistics, process, computer science algorithms, programming like Java and Python tools is more than data analyst. More than data analyst in the sense, data analyst can form a mathematical model. But the person who is good at the data science, he can form a hypothesis also. Hypothesis, he can build a hypothesis from the mathematical model. Then he can also test the hypothesis using some statistical method, statistical significance. A data scientist will be having the knowledge of data mining, also knowledge of data analytics, mathematical models, building mathematical models, statistics, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and also good at the programming language like algorithms in Java and Python, and also he knows the tools being used to process the data, and also he could able to deal with the big data also. Big data in the sense, big data will be either a combination of structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. If he is good at all these things, then this guy, the super official person, is called as data scientist. So nowadays people are looking for the data scientist, means they want all this stuff from the guy. If he is good at all this stuff, he is called data scientist. So data scientist means they have huge value in the market. They will be the high paid persons in the industry right now, because they will be dealing with the big data also, using all this stuff like programming language, Java, Python, machine learning algorithms, data mining process, mathematical models, using statistics like probability theory, probability distributions. Not only probability theory and probability distributions, they are good at the statistics also. So such kind of person is called as data scientist. The person who is good at all this stuff is called data scientist. What is data science? Data science is a, let me repeat, interdisciplinary field where it will be using statistics, process, algorithms, various tools to process the either data sets or big data in order to extract the information or knowledge, also get the insightful information from the data. That's what data science, guys. Okay, now let us go and see the third step. What are the models being used for do all this stuff, either to form a mathematical model, or to build an algorithm, or use a Java program, or you are going to write a Java program, or you will be using the already Java program which is exist in the predefined tools. So let us try to understand how these guys will be processing the all this stuff in terms of models. That will be the third step. Let us see. Okay guys, now let us try to understand the third step related to these terms. Third step is models. Now the second step, actually the first step is data. Second step is the process which are used to process the data. Now the second step, the process, will be using the third stage, they will be using the models to extract the information from the data. So the second step will be touching all these models which I am going to teach you right now. Now the first and foremost, if you see this diagram, so however you will be processing the data, you are collected the data, either you are a data analyst or a data scientist or normal computer science engineer. What you can do is you will be processing the data most of the time, 99% you will be processing the data using the computer only. When you are using the computer, means you are using the computer to process the data and to take the decisions. That becomes the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence, here you see the diagram, AI stands for artificial intelligence, ML stands for machine learning, DL stands for deep learning. DL is subset of ML, DL and ML are subset of AI. So AI, artificial intelligence, is actually the subject. Nowadays MTech students are doing the special course artificial intelligence. Even graduation students also, BTech students also doing artificial intelligence. In their artificial intelligence subject, they will be studying machine learning and deep learning algorithms. In fact, what is this AI is, you are making a mission to act like a human. Act like a human, think like a human, behave like a human. Behave like a human. That is the ultimate target of AI. So like, what are the examples for AI? If you look at this, self-driving cars, then robotics, like spam categorization in the email system, and then plagiarism checkers. In fact, we are not at the peak of in artificial intelligence. Still, the research is going on. For example, you see, you take the example of COVID-19 right now. So doctors are really suffering to treat the patients because the virus may be getting infected for the doctors also. If we have robots to treat the COVID-19 patients, to supply medication or to treat them or to take the test sample from the COVID-19 patients, then everything is good. Nobody need not to be worried about this COVID-19. But doctors are getting involved and also they are getting infected. But if you can develop a artificial intelligence application in terms of robotic missions, if they could serve the they could give the medication for the COVID-19 patients and also they could able to collect the test samples, then it will be nice. So still we are focusing on AI related applications. Then the ultimate aim is at the end of the day the computer is act like a human being, thinks like a human being and behaves like a human being. It will be acting as a human being. That's what the ultimate aim of the artificial intelligence. However, we are not at the peak. Still research is going on. Then it comes to machine learning. So whereas here in the artificial intelligence, once the algorithm is developed, so there won't be any human intervention. But in the machine learning, so you will be training the machine. In fact, there are two categories: supervised and unsupervised. And reinforcement learning. So I will be talking a series of lectures on machine learning because as you know I did my PhD in machine learning. In the coming classes we will be looking at machine learning completely. So reinforcement learning. So the difference is when it comes to the machine learning, it's a model used for either to process all these things, either data set or big data. It will be using all the approaches like data mining, data analysis, data science techniques. So everything will be used. These all will be using the second step process. So the machine learning where you will be developing a computer algorithms where the machines are trained enough to learn themselves from the training data set. So however we will come across these machine learning algorithms in the coming series of lectures where I will be disclosing all these things. Then if you go for the deep learning is the deepest in terms of artificial intelligence. Speaking to reality, in the deep learning approach we want to mimic the human brain. So you want to develop a model that will be acting like a human brain. So in fact we have three categories in this. One is simply neural networks, plain neural networks, artificial neural networks, where artificial neural network will be working with like data. Simply data could be numbers or strings. And the second is convolution neural networks, where the convolution neural networks will be using dealing with images. And the third one is recurrent neural networks. Recurrent neural networks, they will be using like time series kind of data, live data, dealing with. The ultimate aim of the deep learning concept is you will be modeling the neurons in the human brain. Not only process the data, the models are used also for the optimization kind of thing. Optimization in the sense the problem solutions of a particular problem can be optimized in terms of performance. So in fact we have this DL and genetic algorithms like, so then optimization problems also comes under the category of like heuristic and meta heuristic approaches. However, so the human brain is the intention of developing this deep learning concept is to mimic the human brain. So where you are going to optimize the solutions for the already existing problems also. In fact, we right now the research in terms of deep learning also going on bio-inspired algorithms, bio-inspired optimization, where not only you want to develop the models that mimic the human brain, you want to develop the models that mimic the nature of the other creatures in the world also. Bio-inspired optimization techniques are there, where you will be using heuristic and meta-heuristic approaches. In fact, like spider monkey optimization, then honeybee optimization, such as like what else? Bat optimization, colonal optimization, then ant colony optimization also there, ant colony optimization. So in these also comes under the category of genetic algorithms. Genetic algorithms also part of the bio-inspired optimization techniques. Okay guys, in fact wherever the data is uncertain, there you will be using a fuzzy logic related to these optimization problems also. So that's what the whole scenario. Now the models will be simply computer models. If I say computer models, means they will be using artificial intelligence. The computer will be using artificial intelligence to process the data. Then artificial intelligence means we want the machine to act as think as behave like a human being. But still research is going on now. Self-driving cars, robotics, plagiarism checkers, see, I was telling the example for COVID-19. So that's what. So without any human intervention, artificial intelligence will be happening. Whereas machine learning with minimal human intervention, deep learning will be mimicking the human brain. However, all these techniques will be used to process the second step of our terms. Okay guys, I hope you might have enjoyed the session. I will see you guys in the next video. In the next series of lectures, I will be the first lecture will be on how to carry on research related to machine learning. Will be the next topic of mine. Later, it will be a series of lectures on machine learning. Thank you guys.